क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% करना तक, किसी को मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you live at zero complaint level, मौज में रहो, be happy. श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। We will be studying this time Panchadashi. The other day, I was with one great Mahatma in Mumbai, and I went there, did namaskar to him, was sitting down. He said, "You like to have tea or coffee?" I said, "Coffee." And then, "Should I get something for you to eat? You must be having Ekadashi." I said, "No, I don't follow Ekadashi." "You don't follow Ekadashi?" I said, "No." Then I said, "I follow Panchadashi." If somebody says, "I am a Christian, but I don't know what is Bible," exactly the same way, if somebody imagines that I have studied Vedanta, but I do not know Panchadashi, then it is totally unacceptable. Therefore, Panchadashi is one of the most respected and most difficult texts. You can never study on your own and enjoy. Therefore, this text is divided in 3 parts. Like many commentators say, Bhagavad Gita is divided in 3 parts. First 6 chapters talk about Tat. The second chapters, 6 chapters, they talk about Tvam. And the last 6 chapters, they talk about Asi, Tattvamasi. Some of them, they say, the first 6 chapters talk about Karma, second 6 chapter about Upasana, and the third 6 chapters about the knowledge. So, Panchadashi has these 3 aspects. We all have heard this thing. The truth is Sat Chit Ananda. So, first 6 chapters, first 5 chapters talk about what is Sat. The next 5 chapters, from 6 to 10, they talk about what is Chit. And the last 5 chapters, 11 to 15, they talk about what is Ananda. You can imagine to what extent the detailing is available. See? Therefore, we have taken this time the 3rd chapter being small and to introduce this text. You all must have studied Panchadashi, is it not?
No.
No? You have studied Vedanta, isn't it? See? So the first chapter, Tattva Vivek, tells us about what is the Tattva, the reality. See, I'll tell you something little in between Sanskrit also that will help you in understanding. In English, we have got a suffix, ness. Good, goodness. Lazy, laziness. In the same manner, that ness aspect is indicated in Sanskrit by the suffix twa, half the and full word, twa. See? So, when we say sattva, that means only existence, not existence of. All of us are exposed to knowledge of, experience of, existence of. Delete this off. So sattva is pure, unqualified existence. So that tattva nirnay. Now similarly, from the sad you come to tat. Tat means what? Tat means tanoti iti tat. That which expands into everything. Meaning the experiencer, the experiencer, and the experienced. All of them are but one reality. See? There is one very good Kabir's bhajan. I like that bhajan very much. See? आप ही माली, आप बगीचा, आप ही कलिया तोड़ता. See, three things. The truth is the creator, Mali. Mali is the gardener. The gardener creates the garden. So, आप ही Mali, you are the creator. आप बगीचा, you are the created. And आप ही कलिया तोड़ता, and you only destroy. That is the truth. So, that Tattva Nirnay is brought out in the first chapter. Then in the second chapter, we have to come across what is this world. So we come across this world is unqualified existence. All of us are caught up in this qualified existence. I am man, I am not woman. I am old, I am not young. I am rich, I am not poor. I am married, I am not married. So we all have qualified existence. See? So the truth is unqualified existence. In Sanskrit, nirvishesha satta. Vishesha means something extraordinary. See? I am a man, I am not a woman, something extraordinary. I am rich, I am not poor. So, these qualifications are superimposed on the substratum, and that existence which is not contaminated by any qualification, that is our essential nature. That was the second chapter. Now, after having known about it, now the question is, where do we find it? Where is the truth? See? Now, before we go further, some important thing we have to be firm about it. See? You must have seen the mantra was chanted. Na karmana, na prajaya, dhanena, त्यागे नैके अमृतत्वमानशु परेण नाकम निहितम गुहायाम विभ्राजते यद्यतयो विशन्ति. So, na karmana. The truth is not a product of action. See? Because why and where the actions are required? If the truth is available at a distant place, only in Himalayas, then you have to go there. Or if the truth is incomplete, we have to add something. Or if the truth is dirty, we have to clean it. See? But the truth has none of these problems. And therefore, karma is not the way to know the truth. But those who are engaged in this karma, for them it is painful to drop it. And for that, we have to recognize the truth has to be experienced, and that experience right now you will have. This. Now this experience that you have, is it through your sense organs? Is it through your emotions? Is it a concept? I know I am. Do I know with my nose? I think I am. No. Do I have to lick myself? I think I am. No. Do I have to have emotion? Maja aaya. No. Do I have to understand through intellect that I am is a concept? No. Meaning, that experience which does not involve operation of any known means of knowledge. What are the known means of knowledge? Sense organs, mind, and intellect. And what is our life? We are slaves of our sense organs. Or we are seeking attention from the world, emotional. Or we are expert in conceptualizing everything. The truth is neither an object to be known through the sense organs, nor an emotion to be felt, nor a concept which is subject to change now and then. When all these things are dropped, what remains is the truth. Now, theoretically, we have understood. But now it must be our direct experience. And for that, we are studying this third chapter. So, the first verse I am chanting. If you like, you chant. If you don't want to chant, who cares? Guha hitam brahmat yattat. Hitam brahma yattat panchakosha vivekataha. Bodhum shakyam tatak kosha. Panchakam pravivichyate. Now this Brahman, see there are three words to indicate the truth in our scriptures. Brahman is indicated by the Vedantis. Paramatma is the word used by the yogis. And Bhagavan is the word used by the devotees. So whichever word you use, Brahma, Paramatma or Bhagavan, it's one and the same thing. We should not get obsessed with this thing. So, Guha hitam. See? Yo veda nihitam guhayam. Guha is a cave. In the cave, something is hiding, something is hidden. So, what is this Guha? Guha is Panchakosha. See? imagine a bulb which is already having a light in it, covered by a very thin cloth, then second cover by a bed sheet, third cover by a blanket, fourth cover by a quilt, and fifth cover by a tarpaulin. The light is there. But will we be able to experience that? We don't have to create the light, it is already there. Be very attentive. We don't have to become divine. See, we have to allow the divinity to express. It is covered. So, first is remove the tarpaulin, then remove the quilt, then remove the bed sheet, remove the thin cloth, and the light is already there. So as we go on removing these coverings, to that extent the light will start appearing. And when the last covering is removed, the light is already there. So these are the 5 koshas. Kosha is a sheath. So, guha hitam brahma yattat. Therefore, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, kurute ganga sagar gamanam vrata paripalanam athava danam jnana vihina sarvamatena bhajatina muktim janmashatena bhaja govindam bhaja govindam. We all have this funny notion. If I go to India, Himalayas, I will be... You go there and start fighting with the locals. See? I was in Fiji. There are majority are Indians there. They are called Fijians. So, one person told me, he said, Swamiji, I have only one goal of my life. I didn't ask. I am not interested in anything, I tell you. How does it matter what goal you have? You have your goal. Golmaal. You know what is that? I said, I don't know and I don't want to know. No, but I want to tell you. I said, okay. My goal of life is I want to go to India, to that village where from my 4th generation people have come to this Fiji. And after going there, then there are cheats available everywhere. See, therefore please remember, you must have heard Ramcharitmanas, something. There Bhagwan Ram's birth is indicated. What is that? Bhay Pragata Krupala Deena Dayala. Bhagwan manifests. It doesn't come from anywhere. See, this point I am emphasizing a lot because this is the truth. You all must have traveled a lot in your life. I also travel. And whenever we travel, we have to fill in our suitcase. Any suitcase you take in the world, it is always small. Is it not? Any suitcase. Then, hey, there is no space. Okay, add space. Can you add space? Then what you have to do? You have to empty the 6th pair of shoes. See? So when you empty the content, the space is already there. If this example is clear, you are already divine. But it is filled with. In India, there are 2 terms. One is Sukha Kachra, second is Gila Kachra. Sukha Kachra means dry garbage and Gila Kachra means wet garbage. All the possessions in this world are the Sukha Kachra. And all the relations of this world are the Gila Kachra. Till such time, this Sukha Kachra, Gila Kachra is in our heart, in our mind. The Paramatma, the divinity that we are, is hiding. So for the suitcase, what we have done? Removed the unwanted. Space is there. Exactly the same way, we have to remove the unwanted. And that can be done only through understanding, not mechanically. Physical thing you can remove from the suitcase. But what is inside, which is covering our divinity, that we have to learn here. Therefore, guhahitam brahma yattat panchakosha vivekataha. So we must know what are the things which are to be removed so that the divinity manifests. So panchakosha vivekataha. Viveka means what? See? Viveka means discrimination. See? Discrimination between what is real and what is apparent. That which is real, you cannot do anything to it. That which is apparent, to that also you can't do anything. Na sato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate asataha. See? But what happens? The third thing, that which is not, yet it appears. And that appearance is taken as real. And from there the samsara begins. See, friends. Therefore, we have to clearly understand where we are caught. See? Therefore, panchakosha vivekataha. Then, bodhum shakyam tataha. And then only, guha hidam brahma bodhum shakyam. Then only we will be able to discover our divine nature. And for that, see, last year we have published one book. The name of the book is Knowing is Being. See? You cannot know without being, and you can't be without knowing. See? So here, Bodhum Shakyam. So this experience, there are two words. One is Bodha, second is Jnanam. What you are hearing is Jnanam, it is knowledge. And what you have is your experience. So we are not talking about knowledge, but we are talking about the experience. Bodhum shakyam tataha, and therefore kosha panchakam pravivichyate. Therefore we are now going to discriminate what are these 5 coverings, because of which the truth is hidden. Remove one by one, the truth will be revealed. So the second mantra, I think you have sent also the soft copy. There it is little bigger. Here it's very small. I know you will not be able to read it. Dehadabhyantara pranaha. Pranadabhyantaram manaha. Tatak karta tato bhokta. Guhaseyam parampara. Now you see how systematic, methodical our complete personality is analyzed. If somebody wants to be a good surgeon, what is the first requirement? He should know anatomy perfectly well. It's not that the patient is on the operation table and then he asks, what is the patient's name? So and so. What is the operation to be done? His kidney is to be removed. Kidney. Yeah, where is the kidney? I have forgotten. See? So to be a perfect and good surgeon, you must have a complete, perfect knowledge of the anatomy, is it not? To practice this knowledge, we must have clear understanding where the truth is hidden. So remove one by one. So the teacher says first, Deha, the gross body, is the outer covering. In our example, tarpaulin. Then Dehat Abhyantara Pranaha. Then the inside the body is the prana. Then Pranat Abhyantaram Manaha. Inside the prana is the mind. Then Tatak Karta. Inside the mind is the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the sense of doership. And Tato Bhokta, and inside the intellect, the Karta is a Bhokta, the enjoyer. So these are the 5 layers. Now understand this thing. Don't look at my lines. This is one of the problem. Once I was talking somewhere and I was trailing. And one person ऐसे लाइन मारने के लिए आए क्या? So these are the Panchakoshas. Small is the Deha, Annamaya Kosh. Second is Pranamaya Kosh. Your ring finger, na? Therefore, after putting the ring here, the prana becomes difficult. Then the biggest is the middle finger, the Manomaya Kosha. So, body, pran, mind. Then fourth is the Vijnanamaya Kosha, Karta. I am the doer. Now see how systematic and methodical it is. When I want to threaten somebody, which finger we use? Will we say, if you say like this, he'll say, okay, go. Maradanga. It is here, I. See? And now this I is the Karta, the doer. And who is the enjoyer, Bhokta? The Anandamaya Kosh. See? So these are the 5. And in this, body doesn't go through any experience. See? The prana doesn't go through any experience. The mind goes through experiences without becoming experiencer. Mind only tells it is hot, it is cold. That's it. Now this I gets identified with the mind and he says, I am hurt, I am happy. Now through this mind, this I gets identified with the prana, the hunger and thirst. I am hungry, I am thirsty. And through the mind, this I gets identified with the body, then I am young, I am old. So this I is in association with the 3. And he gets tired. You carry any burden, whatever light it may be, after some time we get tired. So this I gets tired of carrying this burden. Then he drops them and surrenders to Anandamaya Kosha, the deep sleep. This is our picture. So, Dehat Abhyantara Pranaha, Pranat Abhyantara Manaha, Tata Karta Tato Bhokta, Guha Seyam Parampara. So, Parampara, these one after another layers of our personality are explained. Now, we have to discard or remove one by one. Then only the truth is revealed. So, first we have to remove the gross body. Friends, be attentive. Those who want to commit suicide and those who want to live long, both of them are carrying the same wrong notion that I am body. Those who want to live long as body, those who want to commit suicide, when the body dies, I am free. See, friends, Therefore, this gross body, how I cannot be. This is what we have to think. So, in the third mantra, the teacher says, Pitru bhuktanna jat viryat jatonyenaiva vardhate dehasonnamayo natma prakchurdvam tadabhavatah. Relax. Pitru bhuktan annat, whatever food is eaten by the parents, that food is converted into seeds, and that seeds come together in the womb of the mother, and there the zygote is born, and then slowly starts growing, and during that time that baby is sucking the blood of the mother, and after delivery the baby is sucking the milk of the mother, after grown up eating the food whole life. So what is the body? Body is born out of the food, maintained in the food. Ultimately, when it dies, it becomes the food for others. So our body is nothing but various modifications of the food. See? So deha annamaya natma. Now why this body I cannot be? See? Now here is a very small little point to understand. Normally people go to doctors because they have got health issues. Similarly, people come to us when they have got family issues. So one husband came. All the miserable husbands come to me. So one husband came and he says, Swamiji, I am fed up of my wife. What should I do? Why this is happening? I said, if you are fed up, divorce, forget, you will get someone else. No, I can't do that. Why? She is earning. Then what to do? Then I say, look here, do you know why you are suffering? Because in the last life, you have tortured her. And she was doing Karwa Chauth. 7 years, 7 lives she is not going to leave you. But now I don't remember anything. You may not remember. The truth is like this. Then what should I do now? Very good. This is a good question. Now stop blaming her for the miseries. Behave properly with her. But then what will happen? Next life she will not be your wife. Really? I am ready. As a result, he will stop reacting to his wife. When he stops reacting to his wife, then he will be in a position to understand that, come on, in the last life, this body was not there. I was there. In this body, I am there. And when this body dies in the next life, again this body will not be there. Therefore, prak urdhvam tad abhavataha. So this body was earlier not there, it will not be later. How can I be the body? See? My friends, if you want to know the whole spiritual practice in 2 words. 1, discard body identification. 2nd, discard the notion that you are a soul in the body. These are the 2 coverings which do not allow the divinity that we are to manifest. See, friends. Now to understand this, let's do a small experiment. You become husband or wife and think. Stop. Now become parents or children, and think. Stop. Now remain as nobody and think. Now let us analyze the experiment. When you became husband and wife, thoughts were pertaining to wife and husband. When you became parent or children, thoughts were pertaining to children or parents. When you are nobody, no thoughts. So what we have to learn? Thoughts cannot erupt without a reference point. And what reference we have got? Body and body related. In deep sleep, where are we? When are we? What are we? We are nowhere, we are never, we are nobody. Therefore, happy. That happiness is divinity. Therefore, all our thinking is in relation to sukha kachra, gila kachra. The dry garbage and the wet garbage. See, friends. And therefore, if we go to the root, then we come to know all the problems begin when we have taken this body as real and I am the body, and therefore all the problems of life come. Therefore, what is to be done? Now, should we kill the body? No, that will not help. Then think again, reflect. Now the fourth mantra, Purva Janmani etanna asat janma katham sampadayet katham bhavi janma asat karma na bhunjiteha sanchitam, is what I told you just now. This body was not there in the earlier life, and how that body which was not there is born again. So this body cannot be me, but I was there in the last life. Similarly, Bhavi Janma, Janmani, again in the next life, the same body will not be there. And therefore, this body can never be me, again and again assert. Now the question is, this we have understood theoretically. Now how do we practice this? See? There is only simplest way of practicing. Possessiveness of the things and taking relations too seriously. See, we have to practice our Mahamantra, what you have just now chanted. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100%. That is all, to get out of the body identification issue. This is what whole Bhagavad Gita is. What was Arjuna's problem? His problem was only this. How can I kill my guru? How can I kill my grandfather? How can I kill my brothers? Who are they? After body identification, only they are there. Now what Bhagavan told him? My dear Arjun, where are you now? I am on the war front. Very good. Now, on the when? During the war? Yes. Then what you should be? Should you be somebody's disciple? Should you be somebody's grandson? Should you be somebody's brother? Or should you be a warrior? Where are we all? In satsanga. When? During satsanga. So what we should be? Satsangi. Are we 100%? I have been talking for last 48 minutes. How many minutes you have heard? Huh? Even this is not heard. See, friends, we imagine spirituality all external things only. See, if you study Bhagavad Gita for devotee, anywhere is it mentioned what should be the makeup of a devotee? Full stop, lines, Rudraksha Mala, or the Spatika Mala, Tulasi Mala, Vajanti Mala. No. See, friends, spiritual life should be distinctly, clearly lived. We get lost only in non-essentials. Do that. But as a drama, that is not the truth. Therefore, we have to live through the body, but we should not live as the body. Now, how to do that? First of all, the wet garbage, gila kachra. So we have to come in contact with the different type of people. Which are those people? Somebody is elder than us, somebody is our age group, somebody is younger than us, and some people are the problematic people in the world. 4 types. So those who are elder than us, before them, simply listen to them whatever they talk and do whatever you have to do it. Never argue with the old people. You cannot change them. They are a gone case. Swamiji, yes, I am in that. See? They will be insisting. When we were children, who cares? See? Then who are our age groups? Be friendly. Then who are younger than us? Forgive them. And those who are problematic people, be indifferent to them. Don't try to improve anybody in this world. God has failed to improve us. And we want to improve others. See, friends, by this technique, you will live in this world, but you will not become anybody. Then, Karnataka. What is Natak? Everything appears to be happening, but in fact nothing is happening. See? So how to do that? This is what technique I told you. With the elders, listen to them, don't argue. Youngsters, forgive. But the important thing you are not telling, how to talk with the wife. Constant jhagda hota hai. That is the simplest. When she is talking, you should keep quiet. When she is quiet, you should not talk. Peace everywhere. See, friend, don't take life too seriously. Many people take life so seriously. Yoga, this, that and all. Don't, relax, relax, relax. Therefore, mantra is, na kuch pana, na kuch khona. Nothing to gain, nothing to lose. See, friends, once you get this click, swimming or riding a bicycle is a click. You can't explain that. It happens. One of my friend, he cannot swim. So, he had, this is in USA, he had a very nice house, big house and nice swimming pool. And it was a summer day. So I said, hey, I am going to swim. So I got into the pool. His wife also got into the pool. His son, 5 years, he also jumped. Hey man, you come man. So the son started laughing. Swamiji, Papa doesn't know how to swim. I said, why come? He said, Swamiji, I tried my best. I cannot swim. So can you teach swimming to somebody? It happens. Jump into it. It will happen. Therefore, it cannot be taught. Spirituality cannot be taught. In other words, nothing can be taught. See, So many Mahatmas have come and gone. How many people have grown wise? And the other way around. And those who are bent upon learning, even God cannot stop them. Therefore, when we say Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Parabrahma is one. There are not 12 to a dozen gurus. There is only one Guru, Sadguru. All other photographs hanging on the wall, crucify them, hang there, don't come down. See, the real Guru is our ability to learn from every single experience of life. See, friends, then we understand, really, whenever we are disturbed, there is somebody who is disturbed. And in deep sleep, why we are not disturbed? Because we are nobody. Upanishad clearly tells, Tatra mata amata bhavati, Tatra pita apita bhavati. In the deep sleep, mother is not mother, father is not father. Therefore, all happiness. See, friends, therefore, the first big obstacle, keep this as the goal of our spiritual life. Worldly possessions and relations. Have them all, but don't get entangled in any one of them. Otherwise, all the time thinking only about that. Now, having finished this, now the second layer is Purno dehe balam yachan akshanam yapravartakaha vayu pranamayo naso atma chaitanya varjanat. So one covering we are removed through understanding. Now the second covering is the pranamaya kosha. Prana is Purno dehe balam yachan indriyanam. See, the prana is permeating in and through the total body. Now to understand this prana, to some extent, prana is the life force. But it is inert. It is supporting the life, but it is not life. Therefore, Purno dehe balam yachan. So it is giving energy to all the faculties. And yapravartakaha vayu pranamayo no asau atma. But it is not the Atma. Why? Chaitanya Varjanat. It is inert. It is not real. So understand this prana very clearly. See, you must have seen, if there is a magnet, that magnet will have a magnetic field. If there are some iron pieces, nails, if they are beyond the magnetic field, they will not be attracted toward the magnet. If they are within the magnetic field, they will be attracted towards the magnet. If this is clear, exactly the same way. When the consciousness expresses as life in the body, then around the body there is a kind of magnetic field. See, and there is externally, there is air field, Vayu, Mandal. Now, when the air comes in the area of this magnetic field of the life principle, then air is converted into prana. See? So air is inert. That air coming in that particular aura or the magnetic field of the Chetana, then it becomes converted into prana. So one air outside becomes pancha pranas. So external air is required as an energy for the external world. The same external air becomes the prana in the internal world and providing energy to all the faculties. And therefore, Chaitanya Varjanat, it is not sentient because we can control the prana. When we are doing the pranayam, what we do? We take the air inside and hold it. So the controller is other than the controlled. And therefore, this prana is Chaitanya Varjanat. Being inert cannot be the Atma, cannot be the self. So we have to first discard the gross body, then second the Pranamaya Kosh. Then we come to the third. Ahantam mamatam dehe gehada uche karoti yaha kamadyavasthaya bhrantaha nasavatma manomayaha. Now the third is the Manomaya Kosh or the mind. Now what is this mind? Ahanta mamatam gehe dehe gehe karoti yaha. The mind is responsible for creating the sense of I-ness in the mind and the sense of my-ness in the world. In the deep sleep, mind is enfolded, kept below the pillow. Therefore, there is no I am body notion. There is no body as my dear or not dear. So these two notions, I-ness and my-ness, they are located in the Manomaya Kosha. Get this complete picture of life. Outer was body, inside the body is the Pranamaya Kosha, and then inside that is the Manomaya Kosha. See? Now what this Manomaya Kosha is doing? Two things. With reference to body, ahanta, I-ness, the body is I and the body is mine. Similarly, the world is mine, but there is no notion that world I am. So this is the function of the mind. So ahanta mamatam dehe geha daucha karoti ha kamadyavasthaya bhrantaha. And because of that, mind is always deluded because of desire, anger, greed, frustration, jealousy, etc. Bhrantaha, deluded. Na asau atma manomayaha. Therefore, even the mind cannot be our essential nature. See, friends, it's coming and going, changing constantly. It cannot be the self, it cannot be the Atma. After the mind is discarded, then we come to the Karta, the intellect, Vijnanamaya Kosha. Seventh mantra, Lina supto vapur bodhe vyapnoyad anakagragaha chichayopeta dhirnatma Vijnanamaya Shabdabhag. Now the fourth kosha is the Vijnanamaya, and what it is, now be attentive to understand this. I'll take one example. You are seeing me. There are two lights. One is a general light. And second light is, depending on your angle when you are looking at me, somewhere these light spots you must be seeing. So there are two lights. One is general light. Second is reflected light. The reflected light is called as Chidabhas. Like if you take a bucket, in that there is water, and put that bucket outside, so the sunlight will be illuminating the platform, the bucket, the water, everything. Common light. And in that water, the sun will be reflected as a reflection. Now from that reflection, another beam of light will come out. As if that reflection is creating the light. See, friends, reflection is inert. It has no light. If the sun we cover, no reflection, no light. So it is dependent light, it is not absolute. And therefore, the same way, the I thought is carrying the reflection of Chidabhasa, reflection of consciousness, and therefore, although the intellect is inert, it becomes sentient. Although the water cannot give light, yet because of the reflection of the sun, it as if giving the light. In the same manner, the intellect by itself is inert. When the intellect is sleeping in deep sleep, then there is no light, there is no I. Therefore, chichayopeta dhirnatma vijnanamaya shabdabhag. What is the reason? Vapur bodhe vapnuyad anakagraga. So when we are awake, the I notion is from the top to the toe. And when we are in deep sleep, Vijnanamaya Kosha goes back to the source. Therefore, no reflection of light. There is no possibility of I. And therefore, this I is available only during the waking and not other time. Therefore, he is not eternally available. Therefore, I, Vijnanamaya Kosha, also cannot be the Atma. See what we have done so far? Discarded how the body cannot be the Atma, then prana cannot be the Atma, mind cannot be the self, and I also cannot be the self. See? Maybe then Anandamaya Kosha is the self. Now we come to that. Now, this mind and intellect, to understand them clearly, because both of them appear to be same. Many people get confused in that. Therefore, the teacher here brings out this point in the 8th mantra. Kartrutva karanatvaabhyam vikriyet antarendriyam vijnana manasi antar bahir chaite parasparam. See, you know our eyes, nose, ear, they are called as external instruments. Bahikaran. Mind and intellect together, they are called as antakaran. Now this antakaran has got two functions. What is that? Vijnana manasi antar bahir chaite parasparam. So the mind is external and the Vijnanamaya Kosha is internal. So now get the picture. Body, inside the body, the prana, inside the prana, the mind, which is expressing through the sense organs and organs of action, and inside the mind is the I, who is the owner of all these things. I have seen, I have done, I don't know, this I. Now this I is also available only during the waking state when we are identified with the body. In the deep sleep, we are not identified with the body, therefore we are nobody, no mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife. Now you will see, when somebody doesn't get sleep, how miserable he or she becomes. And what is sleep? We discard everything. See how simple it is. Therefore, I told you, real spiritual practice is learn from your own experiences of life. What do we get in sleep? Nothing. On the contrary, it is an experience of total loss. That is why na karmana prajadharena tyage naike amrutatva manasho. So that small little few hours happiness demands recognition of no ownership with anything in this world. If we discover the eternal bliss, then there will be two options. Either everything is mine or nothing is mine. See, once I was living some place in Coimbatore airport. So one lady, Swamiji, you are going from our home and I am feeling so miserable, started crying, But are you not feeling? I said, no, I don't feel. Why? I said, because your problem is I am living from your house. My problem is I have no house, therefore every house is my house. So it is something like going from the bedroom to the toilet. Do I feel, Arey yaar, I am living this room? No. See, friends. So either accept everything as ours or accept nothing as ours. You will be at home. See? Therefore, this Vijnanamaya Kosha is the nearest, where from this, which I indicated by this finger, the index finger. Index finger is called in Sanskrit Tarjani. Tarjani means threatening. Therefore, so this is the main problem. And he becomes a problem when identified with the mind, with the prana, and with the body. And he gets tired of carrying the burden of these three. And then the burden is so heavy that he drops it. And even in the satsanga goes to sleep. So those who go to sleep in satsanga, they have realized. Those who are still struggling, Atma, Paramatma, struggle. See, friends, discover this truth. It is so simple. It is not difficult at all. So, these are the 4 layers we have seen. Now the 5th one is the Anandamaya Kosha. We will see it tomorrow before you sleep. I should allow you to go to your room. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.